2004 Chevy Express 2500 with the 5.3 liters, and this van sometimes it will work fine as long as the radiator is full of coolant, but eventually the van will start overheating, and it will uh, it will push the coolant out to the reservoir from this hose to the reservoir. And I checked this hose right here is for the bleed, to bleed the system, to circulate the coolant from the through the throttle body here, and then goes to the cylinder head, or yeah, to the cylinder head, and to this crossover pipe. I'm gonna make sure it's not, I'm gonna clean it because I know it's not 100% clean. I can feel some restriction when I blew through the hose. So this is I'm gonna remove it, and I'm gonna replace the O-rings around on each end and remove it from here. But when you look inside here on this one, I started the engine, and since the coolant was low, I could see some, I don't know if you can see that tiny hole. Is it's above the transmission cooler, right under the where the coolant is accumulated. So you can see that one, and I squeeze the hose and I can see some air coming out, or coolant. But well, I drove it the last time, and it didn't drain any coolant, nothing. I mean, it worked great, and but now the overheating is still going on. I replaced the radiator because the radiator had like this vent seemed like it was sitting for some time, and it produced some corrosion in the engine. And I replaced the radiator, and it seemed like it was working fine, because before just running the engine, you could see the coolant escaping from the radiator like a restriction. Um, but then this morning I decided to check it, and I said, well, it can be the heater core if it's partially plugged up or completely plugged up, but the heater is working great. Um, I know the condenser is not great, but it has a lot of tiny sand in there, restricting the flow, but it's not that bad. I have seen something like that, and it's not causing any overheating problems. The other thing, I replaced the thermostat. I put the correct thermostat because it had another different thermostat, different temperature, and this one is for 187. That's the specification from the manufacturer. Um, so it was for me the bleeder hoses, or the crossover pipe, the heater core plugged up, the condenser, or the fan clutch. And when I started the engine, and I came and I put my hand behind the fan, and I couldn't feel any. Well, I felt some air, but not a lot. And I revved the engine, not a lot as well. And and I know it's supposed to blow more. And you can see right here is really bad. This is not, see this one is hard to turn. This van after this is not gonna overheat anymore. But when it's here like that, I could feel some restriction. The last time when I work on it, I checked it, and I felt some restriction just similar to that one. And I said, well, that seems to be working fine, but since this started overheated again, so I said maybe the clutch is not engaging sometimes. You can see right now it's completely loose, but when it's there, you sometimes can feel some restriction to turn. So I'm sure this is gonna fix it. I mean, this is not supposed to be, but as I said, when it was on with the fan on, I mean, you could feel some restriction. But if you keep spinning and spinning and spinning, suddenly it will start spinning more freely and more freely. So I'm gonna replace it, and I'm sure after this is not gonna overheat anymore.